There we are. Welcome to the show. This is Sports Today and is only on Joy Sports on Multi TV. Today we're bringing you all the action from the weekend. Usain Bolt continues to reign. Who will stop Usain Bolt? A big question I'm asking you today. Also, the Ghana Football Association has stated very clearly that some 4 players need to write letters with varied subjects, which will mean that they can play for the Black Stars team. If they fail to do that, then unfortunately they will be unable to wear the national colors. I'm talking about Sule Ali Muntari, Kevin Prince Boateng, and of course the Ayew brothers, Jordan and Andre. The Ghana FA has been very clear on that, and these players need to write officially. In the case of Sule Ali Muntari, it is a case of apologizing to head coach Kwesi Appiah, and also in the case of Kevin Prince Boateng, he just needs to communicate the same way he communicated his exit from the national team. And he needs to do this so it can seal the return to the Black Stars team. Remember, Ghana is building up to that big game against Zambia for the final group phase qualifiers, which will ensure that one team out of every group will make it to the final qualification phase, which will be on a knockout basis or on a home and away basis. You send in the text messages 1760 for text, and it will cost you only 30 Ghana pesos. We'll also be watching that game. Legendary personalities gathering at the Accra Sports Stadium to play Accra Hearts of Oak versus Kumasi Asante Kotoko, the biggest derby ever to have existed in the Ghana Premier League. And we saw the oldies play. This time it was a 2-2 draw. A 2-2 draw indeed. And, it was amazing to see all of those old faces and names come over to play and relive the old age-long rivalries. We will also bring you all the highlights from that game, so you stay tuned. So clearly we'll be looking at what is happening at the World Athletics Championships as well. We'll also be bringing you what happened here on the local scene with the Cowbell National Junior Elite Athletics Championship, which ended names like Ernestina Ayi topping it out. Of course, Greater Accra winning it with some big medals over there. So we will be focusing on all of these, but for now, you grab your phones and send in a text message. Who can stop the man Usain Bolt after recording a time of 9.77 seconds to win it at the World Athletics Championships? Remember that in Daegu, some 2 years ago, he was disqualified for a false start. He comes back and reclaims what is his. And he did it in some very interesting fashion, starting very slow and coming over to beat Justin Gatlin, and of course, one of his countrymen or compatriots. So we'll be getting into the newspapers in a bit. You have to stay tuned. There's so much more here on the show. A very thick weekend of sports all over the world, and all the variety is right here. You stay tuned. Well, later on in the show, I'll be telling you about how the man Usain Bolt did it at the World Championship. Right now, let's take a look at the newspapers. Big question I'm asking you this morning or today is, what at all is the secret to stopping Usain Bolt? I mean, I don't know who can tell it. Well, Justin Gatlin has been able to do that before, but he just is unable to do it over and over and over again. Let's now take a look at the front page of the Graphic Sports newspaper. It says that Kotoko search for new CEO. And of course, Radamel Falcao has opened his Monaco account. Well, after doing all of the magic at Atletico Madrid, he comes back to Monaco, and he wants to do magic over there. So that's the front page. Also, world title shot for Game Boy, Emmanuel Tego winning his bout in the United States of America. That's his first experience outside of Ghana, and he was able to make good of it. Also, Blessing Okagbare, the Nigerian female sprinter. She's also there on the lifestyle page. But let's just take a look at what happened at the oldies game, Hearts of Oak versus Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And this is one-time interim CEO, who's a traditional ruler. Mr. Thomas Okine is known in public life or in private life. doing the official kickoff. And there we are, seeing big names like Frimpong Manso and Ayite Dormon. Prince Pole. Well, interesting how the old limbs are still looking very fresh and still have a lot of action within them. So Kumasi Asante Kotoko and Accra Hearts of Oak drawing 2-2 and reliving the old age-long rivalry. Let's also take a look at Blessing Okagbare, Africa's flying queen. There we are, looks forward to making a major statement at the ongoing World Athletics Championships in Russia. But she's captured here. Remember, at the anniversary games in London, she recorded a time of 10.79 seconds. And she looks forward to making it even bigger. Blessing Okagbare hoping to make it big in the sprints, the female version of the sprints at the World Athletics Championship. So you send in a text message, 1760 it is. What does it take to stop Usain Bolt? And also, 4 players have been giving, directives to write letters to the Ghana Football Association to state their desire to return to the team. For the man Suli Ali Muntari is a slightly different issue. He has to apologize for a verbal confrontation of Coach Kwesi Appiah, and this was done openly before his teammates in that game, after that game against Lesotho, the qualifier. And of course, there we are, from Beetroot Factory to football stardom. And this is the Cinderella story of Ricky Lambert. You might as well grab a copy and take a look at this story. Also, in the center spread are scenes from the European leagues. Remember that action is on the French League 1, the German Bundesliga, and Radamel Falcao will celebrate the beginning of what could be a full barrel of goals. And of course, Manchester United winning the Community Shield there. There was so much to think about and be happy about. Of course, we pay our condolences one more time to the board chairman of Ebu Swan Football Club, Nana Sambru Butler, and also a former chairman of the Ghana FA. His wife was laid to rest through the Accra Church at the weekend, and there Nana Sambru Butler paying respects to his departed wife. There's a picture of his son, Nana Achin, who's weeping uncontrollably. Of course, many dignitaries there. Sir Sam Jonah, the vice president, Mr. Kwesi Emisa Arthur, and also many big personalities, FA President Kwesi Nyantechi, Professor Joshua Alabi, who's Vice Chancellor of the University of Professional Studies, Lepora MND Jaula, Alaji Ali Raji, Kujo Fianu, all there to support Nana Sambru Butler. Sad news indeed. And also, there is a very big story here, nice big story here of the man Game Boy. It's on page 11. Grab a copy and have a look at what's happening on page 11. And of course, Mo Farah, he has picked up his first world gold with Sweet Revenge and is looking forward to picking it up in the 5,000-meter event. This was the 10,000-meter event. And a sprinter from Trinidad and Tobago has failed the drugs test at the ongoing World Championships. There we are. So, of course, there is major stories on the leagues on the international page. So that's the man, the Thunderbolt, Usain Bolt, finishing it very, very strong with clenched fists. And Kumasi Asante Kotoko have begun the search for a new CEO. So let's see how the search goes for the new CEO of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And there's a story here on the 90 Minutes newspaper that says that SCN has the last chance to shine at Chelsea. And Kevin Prince Boateng is also in the news. He's written to the FA according to the newspaper says yes. Okay. Let's also get into the center spread. There, Wayne Mark and his father Wayne. And that spread Rooney, the father, who is not too good on terms with Manchester United, looking forward to making a move away from the club, where he's been absolutely amazing so far. Let's now also take a look at the Ghana Sports newspaper. It says that Porto fans haunt Attoh and his wife. And the 21-man squad for the game against Turkey on their way to Istanbul. So there it is. There's a spread of what is to be expected, the squads of the two teams, Ghana and Turkey. So the Crescent Stars of Turkey ready for action against the Black Stars. Surely going to be a very, very big test. There's no doubt about that. And there it is. There's a fitness nightmare. Chelsea, they are going to lose. They've lost Mata, Lampard, and David Lewis out of the start of the season. And Real Madrid have rejected Adebayo's offer in the Bale deal. Remember that the player Emmanuel Sheyi Adebayo himself ended a loan deal at Real Madrid not too long ago before returning to Tottenham, before signing up with Tottenham. So grab a copy of all the newspapers and let's just have a look at what is in them. We now get into the details of all the big stories we have for you there. At the weekend, there was a very big spectacle here in Accra, Ghana, where the oldest and biggest rivalry when it comes to club football, Asante Kotoko and Hearts of Oak, was relived. This time, it was the old players coming together to do it. The first time, it was Kumasi Asante Kotoko's oldies who won it against Accra Hearts of Oak, the nation's oldest existing club of 100 years old. And of course, this time around, it was a 2-2 draw. Let's go and have the highlights of that game that was played at the Accra Stadium. I just saw the man Joe Attoh there. And it's amazing how some of them are maintaining the fitness even though they've put on so much weight. And some of them do play so well. Yao Preku there. And of course, Peter Lamte, the great striker. Just saw him there. So a game like this. Oh, and that was Frimpong Manso, the captain for Kotoko on the day. And all they say is once a footballer, always a footballer. Frimpong Manso picks up the ball again. That's good distribution. And it's just a smooth passing game. Stephen Appiah there, former Black Stars captain and a player of Accra Hearts of Oak. A section of fans in the VVIP box. And it surely is very interesting how the fans or the players resort to the smooth passing game. Whoa, beautiful, beautiful. And of course, the fans sit there in awe. Show too much reaction. Kodago getting close, and that would have been a crack of a goal if it had gone in. Kotoko continued to press on, and the goals are still holding up. Goals still not coming. That surely can't beat a good goalkeeper. Side netting it was in the attempt to get Accra Hearts of Oak. Yet another goal, and Yao Preko doing that surging run, passing it. Oh, well, it just would not work. So much speed. Beautiful save there. And amazing entertainment for all the fans who paid money to come and watch this game. There we are. And Accra Hearts of Oak take the lead. Hearts of Oak will continue to press on for more goals. Beautiful, and the man Ishmael Attoh, record goal scorer. And of course, Mohamed Polo wearing the number 19 jersey. Surely some very big old faces there. Former skipper Amankwa Miracle also there. Many names and faces, appearing there. You send a text message what you make of the performance of the two teams. I believe that this is something we should encourage. One player who was there, he scored the second goal for Accra Hearts of Oak, is Ishmael Attoh, record goal scorer in the Ghana Premier League. He had some few words after the game.
Football is all about, coming on, going on the field and just be yourself, just have fun, enjoy yourself on the field. Most of, like some of us, that's where we get our joy. Whenever I'm on the field, I feel happy because that's what I do. That's where I would say that's my office, and whenever I'm doing something, I have to do with my 110%. So when I'm always on the field, I try to do my best and then be myself and make myself happy on the field. So that's what, or normally when I come on the field, it shows in my performance.
Do you still think that you can play at the highest level, or you are taking things easy for the time being?
Oh, for now, I would say I had a minor injury, and then even I'm just taking it easy, trying to have a. I'm still under treatment, so I just came to just try to see how best I can fair see myself among the guys. So that's why you could see I don't normally go in for this 50-50 balls. I try to take it easy because I have more years of football ahead of me. So I don't need to just give my 110% here. But I just came to have fun. So I'm happy everything is going well for me.
And finally, how about Hearts as a club? Are you happy with the way things are going on in your club at the moment?
Seriously, I would say yes. Trust me, I would say yes because the Hearts I know is not the Hearts I'm seeing lately. So it's like whenever you are outside and I'm checking on the internet. I'm on the internet and trying to follow up what is going on in the Ghanaian league. It's disheartening. Yes, Hearts of all clubs. Have to struggle to be just somewhere between first five clubs in the league. It's not a very good achievement. So I don't see. I hope this year, like this season, they'll try to put things together and try to bring the spirit back and then show them what House of Oak is all about.
Of course, defender Joe Attoh, who is also a former Ghana international, played his football in Germany, also spoke to Joy Sports after the game.
Meeting these old folks, my former teammates in the national team and also club level, so it was very, very interesting. Very, very interesting.
What do you make of your own performance?
I think I was okay. I got tired in the second half. My legs couldn't carry me no more. But it was very exciting. It's good that we are all healthy. We get to see each other. We get to organize this maybe once every 2 years or something, and it will keep us fit. And I'm happy that the fans came to see us. I want to thank them for coming. It's very wonderful. At least they've seen some good football. I know they are excited. It's all for entertainment.
What about the idea behind this whole event? You're doing it for charity as well and raising some funds for some of your former folks.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful because not everybody is as fortunate as some of us, and the few who are less fortunate, I think the proceeds from this is going to them. I think it's a very, very good cause. I think we should do more of that because we have to help our people, our own friends who are not in the position like we are. So I think this goes a long way to show our appreciation for this game. Every player is committed. You can see the guys on the bench, they all want to get in and go and play. So that tells you the enthusiasm regarding this game. So I'm very excited to be part of.
You heard from the man Joe Attoh. Now we go to the skipper, Amankwa Mriku.
The presenters, you know what? Amankwa Mriku, the name, it's an inspired name. You understand me? In terms of play, you understand me? So I would like to, if I want to set a challenge, I'll just go to any club of my choice. You understand me? And the coach will see me as one of the justified players and see if my performance cannot meet his demand. It's not something that I'll go to a club for justification and I'll not be selected. No.
So in effect, you are saying that you still have what it takes to play at the highest level.
Yes, I'm a disciplined guy. That is one thing. You understand me? Yeah, and I'm not a player that cannot endure training. You understand me? Yes. So I think a disciplined player who can train, you understand me, can endure training. Definitely you can play. It doesn't matter the age. It doesn't matter how long you've played. It's just about discipline yourself. And with effective training, you can play.
I don't know if Coach David Duncan is here, but if he's here and he's seen the way you've played and he gives you a call to come back, would you want to come back?
Yeah, I think for that I might. It's something that I need to think about. You understand me? If maybe I had a chance of being called back to the Phobia team, maybe I'll just think about it whether to play or maybe not to play. So it's something that I just want to throw a challenge that it's not yet over.
Okay, so we will be talking to some more greats as well. This time around, we go to Michael Osei. Michael Osei, he spoke to Joy Sports after the game. Kotoko great Michael Osei is here for you.
Game today, Kotoko drawing this game. How happy are you?
Yeah, I'm very, very happy because it was very, very difficult game because we won against them in Kumasi. So this time the Hearts wanted to win by Bahamas, but we thank God that we play a draw game.
What does this draw mean to you?
Oh, no, it's like win for us because we won the first game and then we draw here, so it's fantastic.
and he also played that game, played a very, very active role in there. Let's take a look at what he also had to say.
When I stopped playing, since about 2 years ago, I'm now in Ghana now.
So, how did you get to be a part of this game? Were you invited to play?
Well, I was invited in Kumasi because I've been training with the team a couple of times. So I was invited to play with them. Yeah.
Are you happy to be a part of an occasion like this?
Yeah, I'm very, very happy because, like you see, I saw friends that I used to play with them for a long time, Joe Attoh, Yapreko, Amma, and all the rest of them. And I mean, this occasion unites the Kotoko supporters and Accra supporters. So it's very nice to see such a match.
Okay, so from Prince Polly, we go to the man Godwin Ablode.
Today's game, we draw, but we are happy.
Why did it look like you guys are taking the match so seriously?
So, when they came to Kumasi, we beat them 3-1. So they sent us a message that they are definitely going to revenge us. And they took their train serious. We sent somebody to come and monitor them. And they told us they trained throughout all the week. And we trained only Saturday and came and meet them here. We traveled from Kumasi. We came yesterday. And we were determined. But when we see them, they brought in a lot of players trying to revenge, but they couldn't.
Okay, so we hit some of the details of some of the stories we've got for you. Very shortly, we'll also be talking basketball here on the show. And right now, we want to look at the man Kofi Ntibwache. And he is still at the center of some hot waters with his club, Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Remember, you can send a text message, 1760. And Asante Kotoko striker Kofi Ntibwache is prepared to offer his former club an amount of $75,000 as a gift. And if you have to look at the timing, then, it just has different motives. There's no doubt about that. We go ahead and we do some more. Kumasi Asante Kotoko want to pick up Asiedu Atobra and Inusin on their shopping list for the upcoming season. And Alhaji Abu Lamin, he is a member of the Kotoko player recruitment team, and he says that they are close to sealing the capture of the New Edubiasi United and New Edubiasi United duo of Asiedu Atobra and Abeku Innocent, key players here on the local scene. And also Eric Bequin just could be making his way towards Ashanti Gold. And remember that Eric Bequin had to leave Egypt, where he was playing for Petrojet, due to the unrest, the political unrest there, which had also effectively meant that they had to close their league. They had to close down their domestic league. And also, there is news about how King Faisal is not for sale. Many people have been going close to King Faisal due to the fact that he hasn't paid his workers for 3 months. But, well, the man and the owner says that the club is not for sale. If anybody comes to him, then it's surely going to be a partnership thing. So, Alhaji Gruza there stating it in plain, clear language that he didn't need this. Okay, let's go ahead some more, and we'll be talking some more football here. The FA Communications Director, Ibrahim Sani Dara, was a guest on last Saturday's Joy Sports Link, and he's been talking about major developments within the Black Stars team, especially along the lines of the negative, because some 4 players have been pushed to write letters, failing which they will not be admitted into the Black Stars team again. I'm talking about Andre Diayew, Jordan Ayew, the player, Kevin Prince Boateng as well, and these players are supposed to write before coming into the team. Sule Ali Muntari, a key part, and Sule Ali Muntari is being very, very stubborn. He doesn't want to sign that book to be of good behavior, or sign that letter and send to Coach Kwesi Appiah for that open confrontation that he did in that game against Lesotho. So you send your text messages on this subject and more. MTN everywhere you go. Okay, so we'll be going to the video now. We'll be talking to the man, Ibrahim Sani Dara. He was a guest on last Saturday's edition of the Joy Sports Link on Joy 99.7 FM.
It's not available for international football. What do you do? The last letter we have from them was that, when we change our minds, we'll write. That was the last letter on file. So if there's no contrary letter to it, it means that this is a matter of...
So Kevin is also supposed to write a letter?
Yes. And I think on Tuesday also, the FA's international protocol manager, Mr. Alex Asante, spoke to him about it. He was an American. He promised that he would write it. He knew it. Even before, after he had spoken to the president, he knew that he needed to write the letter before his toe injury came up. So we should expect him to write. So I'm also expecting that, calm heads prevail and this letter be sent. That's it. This hullabaloo doesn't serve any good.
Okay, so immediately the vibe I get from you is that it looks like Kevin Prince Boateng may end up writing it, but
yes.
It's not really clear for the Ayew brothers and Sule Ali Muntari.
For Sule Ali, his is an apology, but for the Ayews, follow this thing. But all we've had is, I think we read a statement on the internet of their spokesman, saying that they won't write the letter. They think that the meeting with the president suffices it. But unfortunately, it doesn't. It doesn't. We should be in no illusions about the fact that these things are very, very important. It is not a bureaucracy, nothing. It's an issue that must be sorted out before. You remember that we held talks with Kevin Prince Boateng to encourage him to come back to the national team. If we just, or if us, the spokesperson of the youth things, if we are interested in putting impediments on anybody's way, we are not.
So the FA spokesperson has said it. He says that they are not interested in putting any impediments in anybody's way. Let's also focus now on one player who's also been very consistent for the Black Stars team, Emmanuel Agyeman-Badu. Emmanuel Agyeman-Badu is said to be on his way out of Udinese, and he may have denied wanting to leave Udinese, but sources say that the former Asante Kotoko man went to London, and he is looking forward to probably signing a club there. So Agyeman-Badu is on Crystal Palace and Arsenal's list, apparently. So let's see how well that move goes for him. And also, Kevin Prince Boateng says that Milan is ready for Paris PSV Eindhoven, and they will be playing a Champions League playoff against PSV Eindhoven, and Kevin Prince Boateng is surely going to be a very key part of that Milan team. Remember that Kevin Prince Boateng himself was a subject of major rumors to move away from the Italian outfit, but he decides to stay, and he's ready for the Champions League playoff to record a place in the UEFA Champions League for next season. Let's also focus on Yusuf Chipsa, whom Sassuolo are looking forward to signing briefly. And the newly promoted Italian Serie A side Sassuolo have officially written to Parma to have their talented Ghanaian midfielder Yusuf Rahman Chipsa on loan. Remember that Yusuf Rahman Chipsa is one of 3 debutants who have been invited to play in that game against Turkey, that international friendly on Wednesday. Also, Udinese, which is really largely known to have a lot of Ghanaian presence in that team. We talk about Stephen Apea, Mohamed Gago, Asamoah Gyan, Sule Ali Muntari, Rabiu Mohamed, and all. And as Emmanuel Agyeman-Badu, of course, are looking forward to also adding Moses Oje to that team. And this is what happens during the transfer window. Many major stories are bandied around, and one of them surely will have some element of truth. So Moses Oje kind of close on a deal with Udinese, and that will surely be good news of progression for the player who featured at the Under-20 FIFA World Cup, which ended recently in Turkey. Now another player, Maxwell Acosti, he is in action for Chievo Verona in their pre-season training, and he inspired a 3-2 win over fellow Serie A side Atalanta last Saturday. And Maxwell Buedo Acosti looking forward to establishing even bigger dominance. Ghanaian players are found everywhere in the major leagues, in the unorthodox football destinations, and they are holding their own over there as well. Christian Attoh not having the best of days at FC Porto, and of course, as teams get ready through preseason for the coming league, Christian Attoh just is not able to find his way around, and Porto must sell Tottenham and Liverpool target Christian Attoh in 20 days or risk losing the Ghanaian winger on a free transfer. Also, we go to Mubarak Wakaso, a very key member of the Black Stars team. He surely will be playing in that game against Turkey on Wednesday. And he is not for sale, according to his club, Espanyol. Now, the player himself has stated clearly that he wants to leave. So, in that instance, it will mean that if another club wants to get his services, they may have to wait a while longer. And also, Evian Tonon Gailard are struggling to keep Rabiu Mohammed. Remember, Rabiu Mohammed, he does a lot of dirty work in the Black Stars midfield. Same as what he does in the Evian Tonon Gailard team. And Rabiu Mohammed surely now is having many offers thrown at him and may just end up picking one. So this story just suggests that Rabiu Mohammed is currently hot cake in Europe. And also Ebenezer Esifwa, who was the top scorer at the last edition of the Under-20 FIFA World Cup, and he is going to he has signed a 4-year contract with Swiss Super League side FC Sion. So Asifwa ready for all the action. Now, the Black Stars team will earn $350,000 from the friendly against Japan. Now, this is the interesting thing. Now, the friendly against Japan will come on the back of that big qualifier for the final group phase of the FIFA 2014 World Cup to be held in Brazil. And of course, I've heard many people argue that friendly may not necessarily have any significance, because if, for instance, Ghana wins the game, everybody will be focusing on what Ghana has won. And if Ghana should lose that game, then obviously nobody will have interest at all in that friendly against Japan. Timing very, very close, but well. Now, let's focus on the man, Emmanuel Tego, the Game Boy. He went to the United States of America and conquered his first opponent outside of Ghana, Geraldo Robles. He conquered him through a seventh round technical knockout. And Emmanuel Tego is seen as one of the greatest boxers, or one of the finest boxers, who is yet to become a world champion through Ghana, obviously. Okay, so let's now do some basketball discussions, and one renowned basketball promoter, Yao Sechi, is here with me in the studio. He's the CEO of Rights Multimedia, who have done a lot of work as regards to, promoting the sport of basketball here in Ghana. There is another major event coming up, and Yao Sechi joins me for more. Yao, thank you very much for joining me here in the studio.
It's my pleasure.
All right, now, some former NBA stars came to town recently. They had good interactions with the kids and all of that. Now there is a new project. Tell me about it.
Yes, 2 weeks ago we had two great basketball players. Chicago Bulls player, original from South Sudan, Luol Deng. We had Pops Mensah-Bonsu, who used to play for Dallas Mavericks and Toronto Raptors. They were in town. I should say for the records that the NBA Africa reached out to us, that Luol Deng has expressed his desire to come through Ghana on their way to Angola, where they hold annual basketball clinics. And so we facilitated the meetings with the Basketball Association and then Coca-Cola and our major stakeholders. And it happened. They were here for 5 days, 3 days touring Ghana. We're in Accra. We had a clinic with young basketball players in this country. In Accra, I should say, in Kumasi, we're there at Opokuwari, in Cape Coast, at Disco. In the end, what they decided to do is to pick one kid from here for the annual Basketball Without Borders in South Africa, slated for the end of this month. last year we had a kid from Spy Ball who played for Kitasco in that clinic, a very major clinic, I should say. He excelled, and as I speak with you, he's enjoying for education and playing for his high school team in the United States of America. And so we're hoping that this kid, who is also going at the end of the month, would do well, and then would even encourage the NBA Africa to even give us more slots, because it's an ensemble of big talented kids from Africa. So, for instance, Angola, regarded the best, the best basketball country in this country, on the continent, has only 4 slots. And Ghana is now just being, introduced into this camp. So we're hoping that this kid who's coming from Kumasi, participating in this tournament or in this clinic, will also excel. Talking about the next projects, we have focused so much for the past 6 years in promotion. I always come here and talk about a tournament coming, blah, blah, blah. But, we think that in as much as we need to give tournament for these kids, it's also important to give them the basic foundation, the rudiments of the game. So we have a coach from Germany, we have a coach from the United States of America, who are pairing with our local coaches from the 25th to the 31st of this month. We have a major camp. It's a week camp starting the 25th, with a Sunday arrival, through to Saturday, where these kids are going to get a better understanding of the game. It doesn't matter how many tournaments you've played, we still think that you need to be at this camp. If you're aged between 10 and 19, you need to be at this camp to understand, to learn from the experienced coaches. The good thing about it also, Nat, is the fact that these coaches are coming from schools, and they've also talked about the interest that some high schools and colleges have in Ghanaian talents because of some of the kids who are playing from Ghana, playing in high schools and colleges. So the kids who get to participate in this camp also not just benefit from some leadership skills and basketball understanding or knowledge, but they also stand the chance of getting scholarships into high schools and colleges. And that is what the project is about.
All right, so let's see how basketball is able to bring everybody together in this regard. Now, tell me who exactly it is targeted at.
It's for basic schools and high schools. We're talking ages between 10 and 19, so definitely they fall within that bracket. So it's for boys and girls, 60 boys, 40 girls. It's residential. The school is Penfield at Oyarifa. Magnificent edifice they have there. And so they are going to be camped. They're supposed to arrive on Sunday, but we're making arrangement for those who are interested with the permission. They need to call the coordinator, because I'm told that over almost half of the number required have already registered, and closing date for registration is on the 20th of this month, because camp starts, on the 25th. So for parents who are watching and interested in getting their kids to be a part, and the good news also is that you don't necessarily need to be a very good basketball player to be a part of this, because they've got, very patient, experienced coaches who are coming to expose these kids to the basics. So if your child wants to learn basketball, this is the fine opportunity. Call at 0573-233-455, 0573-233-455, and make sure that you list your child for this big camp. Because like I said, the registration closing dates for registration is on the 20th of this month, and it's going down, as we say. It's going down.
It's going down.
It's going down.
Yao Sechi, thank you very much for joining us. Anything else as we get ready for yet another season of basketball?
Well, I can say, I wrap up by saying that basketball has found its rightful place in soccer, in sports in this country. And there are so many opportunities that kids playing basketball are getting. I mentioned the last time that currently, as it stands, and for the records, high schools are admitting basketball players from basic schools on scholarship basis. Go to Infantipim, go to Adisado. It is happening. Go to Wesley Girls and Infantimai. It is happening. So basketball is offering educational opportunities for young kids in this country. So it's about time that we shift a little bit. Too much clustering when it comes to soccer. Too many people, trying to get into soccer. What happened to volleyball? What happened to cricket? What happened to hockey? What happened to basketball? We need to begin to pay attention to these sports. And I think that we can begin to direct corporate Ghana to these lesser-known sports as we comfortably refer them to. When government, the major stakeholder, leads the way by developing infrastructure, building new courts in the schools, in communities. As a country that we're so serious about basketball for the past how many years, it's a shame that we do not even have an indoor facility. So we are always at the mercy of the weather. You can have a very big tournament, but when it rains, game has to be postponed. I mean, I don't think that we can make any major headway with such an attitude. So I would end by encouraging private people, organizations and government to start providing the infrastructure and giving more incentives to organizations who are interested in supporting basketball growth in this country, because many opportunities abound, and we need to ensure that these kids take advantage of it, especially when it comes to education.
All right, so you heard from the man Yao Sechi. He's a basketball promoter, CEO of Rights Multimedia, who bring us the Sprite Ball competition, talking about education and winning full scholarships to go and study outside of the country through basketball. So sports surely has a very, very big image internationally. Let's now take a look at what happened at the final day of the Cowbell National Elite Junior Championship, and our cameras were there.
Kwame J, Haruna Salifu, and Olaliafu. And as well, thank you very much, Dr. Attoh.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls in the stands.
Won maybe by the Upper East or the Central Region. Upper East and the All Orange running so well. For your prizes now. Volta region and Ashanti region. 4x400 meters. Come now.
So there we are. This is the long distance event, the 3-day event held at the LWAC Stadium, the National Junior Elite Championship. So these were scenes from the National Junior Elite Championship. This was sponsored by Cowbell, a very big partner in sport development. Let's now also take a look at what's happening on the continent of Africa. And we look at Cameroon. They have been stunned by Gabon, and Gabon have been able to win a place in the CHAN tournament. They booked their place, and they beat Cameroon. Penalties. And this is rather interesting, and Cameroonian football just getting into troubled waters. When it comes to administration, there's still a lot of controversy surrounding what's happening with the Cameroonian FA, and the main Indomitable Lions are also not having things easy at all, same as the local squad. Let's now go to Elderson Echiejile of Nigeria, the Super Eagles player. He has gotten a £1.5 million interest from Everton, and this could just go very well for him. So Elderson Echiejile, he is also getting some interest from clubs. Let's also go on Obuabona. He is another player of the Super Eagles, Godfrey Obuabona. He says that the defender has agreed, he has agreed a 4-year deal with Turkish club Rizespor, subject to a medical. So very shortly, Obuabona will be having a medical based on which he will have a full deal. And also Sunday Mbat, the man who made his biggest strides at the last edition of the Africa Cup of Nations. He is unable to complete a move to Stoke City, and this was because he was unable to secure a work permit. And it's been going back and forth since the last edition of the Africa Cup of Nations, where he scored the only and the winning goal for Nigeria. Now he is having to go back and forth just to get a good deal outside of the Nigerian league. And of course, Shalamo Amiobi is also on the cards and also on the radar of Birmingham and the Newcastle United striker. And he seems to be too much in terms of how much he will cost Birmingham. So they are taking a second look at his possible move to the club. Let's take a breather. Let's do a round of commercials. Immediately we return, we go to see how Manchester United have started off the season on a high. They beat Wigan, and the man, Robin van Persie, he was there to save his boss, his new boss, David Moyes. And Moyes, many people do say that he's going to have a bit of a tough time trying to settle in to the position of coach of the club of Manchester United, having filled the big shoes of Sir Alex Ferguson. Well, the Community Shield is safely in the hands of Manchester United after the action at the weekend. Wigan Athletic, who won the FA Cup, well, the winner of the league and the winner of the FA Cup going over to play that Community Shield game. And, of course, we'll be looking at how it all happened. So you stay tuned, don't go anywhere. So now let's take a look at other results. Mainz beating Stuttgart by 3-2. Schalke drawing 3-3 with Hamburg. Bayer Leverkusen beating Freiburg by 3-1. Borussia Dortmund whipping Augsburg, and of course Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, he is the man to watch in that team, looking real good to to replicate the exploits of Lewandowski. Hannover 96 beating Wolfsburg by 2-1, and of course the biggest scoreline of the match day, which has taken Hertha Berlin to the top of the table, is a 6-1 win over Eintracht Frankfurt, and of course TSG Hoffenheim and Nuremberg drawing 2-2, while Werder Bremen went away to Braunschweig. Braunschweig losing by 1-0 to Werder Bremen, while Mönchengladbach also lost by 3-1 to Bayern Munich. What is it like on the table? Well, Hertha Berlin, like I mentioned to you, Hertha Berlin, they're at the top of the table. Borussia Dortmund there, Bayern Munich, Bayer Leverkusen, Hannover, Mainz, Werder Bremen, Hamburg, and Schalke 04. You know, the interesting thing here is that it's the start of the season, and you can surely expect this. This is the other half of the table, and TSG Hoffenheim, Nuremberg, Stuttgart, Braunschweig, Freiburg, Borussia Mönchengladbach, and Wolfsburg, as well as Augsburg, and Eintracht Frankfurt. Frankfurt sitting at the bottom of the table, Tony Yeboah's former club. But let's also take a look at the Ligue 1 results. in the league. It's Saint-Etienne winning by 1-0 against Ajaccio. Marseille beating Guingamp by 2-0. Guingamp happens to be Michael Hellegbe's former club. And of course, AS Monaco beating Bordeaux by 2-0. Sochaux and Evian Tonon Gaillard drawing 1-1. Lille beating Lorient by 1-0. Lyon beating Nice by 4-0. Nantes winning 2-0 against Bastia. And Stade Rennes beating Stade de Reims by 2-1. Valenciennes, they beat Toulouse by 3-0. And Montpellier and Paris Saint-Germain drawing 1-1. Okay, so there we are, Lyon, Valenciennes, Monaco, where the man Radamel Falcao is beginning to do some business, some good business, scoring the goals. Of course, Nantes is there, and Stade Rennes is there, Lille is there, Saint-Etienne, Paris Saint-Germain, and Sochaux. But like I mentioned, these are early days yet, and so you could have stuff like this, and of course, Evian Tonon Gaillard, Montpellier, Guingamp, Marseille, Stade de Reims, Ajaccio, Lorient, Bordeaux, and Bastia. So that's how the table is looking like on the French Ligue 1. Congratulations, and that's how we round it up here on the show. Later today, the man George Attoh Jr. will be bringing you the football show, so you have to always keep it right here. Thanks to the whole production team. I'll see you on Wednesday. My name is Nathaniel Attoh, and I have love for sport.